Joining me now, the Senior Communications Advisor to the Trump campaign, Jason Miller. Great to have you here.
Lou, thanks for having me on.
You've got to feel good about much of this, the margin winnowing here, and the opportunity for 270 expanding. Give us the campaign view.
Well, if you and I were sitting here a week ago or 2 weeks ago and said that the entire political universe would be heading into Michigan today, the day before the election, you would have said that we're absolutely crazy. No one would have thought that deep blue Michigan would be where this battleground is. And if not Michigan, that it's also being fought in Pennsylvania, another deep blue state. But that's where the movement is in this race. So Mr. Trump has really shored up the vote in Florida, in North Carolina, Ohio, and Iowa, all key battleground states. 3 of the last 4 polls that have come out in New Hampshire have shown Mr. Trump ahead. The 4th poll had him tied, so we feel good there. We feel pretty good about our efforts in Nevada. That's going to be a very close race. Obviously, it's be tight going into tomorrow into Election Day. And 2 others that have really come on late.
In Nevada.
In Nevada. That'll be a tight one, but we feel good that we can pull it off. Colorado. It's a vote-by-mail state, and Republicans were trailing initially on ballots returned. Just on Friday, Republicans went ahead by 80 votes statewide out of all the ballots that have been returned. Today, we went up by 7,000 votes. So right now, there have been 7,000 more ballots returned in Colorado by Republicans than Democrats. Right. And then Michigan. We're seeing something special happening in Michigan. That's where Mr. Trump and Governor Pence will be finishing up this evening. It's where Secretary Clinton, Bill Clinton, President Obama, all in Michigan today, all in the same area, getting the vote out. And it shows you just how Mr. Trump has changed, not just the issues that we're talking about, but also the states.
Let's start with first Colorado, which is I think a shocker for a lot of people, sort of dismissed as even a potential win for the Republican nominee. Your sense of the opportunity there, your sense of the opportunity in Michigan, because as you say, talk about a competitive state. I mean, both campaigns throwing all of their resources there. Trump wraps up, he and Governor Pence wrap up the evening there tonight.
Well, let me tell you why we're excited about Michigan, and then I'll get into Colorado. So Michigan, it's this trade message that Mr. Trump has been talking about on the campaign trail. You know, it's for folks maybe in the Acela corridor or in different parts of the country might not realize the impact of what happens when Ford jobs pack up and move to Mexico, or when other manufacturing sector jobs leave a state like Michigan. But if you live in Michigan and these jobs are leaving, then this message of renegotiating bad trade deals and bringing back American jobs is a big one. That matters for Republicans, Democrats,
million
white
manufacturing jobs lost in this country. And people talk about it as if there's no impact. And I don't know how much video we have shown on this broadcast alone of factories abandoned, overgrown, and really the enormous economic potential of the country simply rotting in a large number of places in the Midwest, the Rust Belt.
I think there's also a sense of frustration that Democratic leaders have failed to turn Detroit around. That this is a once proud city that still has hundreds of thousands of proud residents who've looked and said, why have we gotten the same failed solutions over and over? And I think that's where Mr. Trump's urban renewal plan has really made an impact there.
We're pressing time. Let's go to Colorado. What do you think your odds are there?
Very good. I'd rather have our odds in Colorado than Secretary Clinton's. I think it's a libertarian-leaning state. I think her anti-energy policies have really hurt her out there. And Mr. Trump has spent a lot of time in Colorado working it. I think that's really paying off. And
his message about her corruption, the corruption of what we on this broadcast call the Clinton cartel, and have for a long time. It's in your face. What is the reaction to the fact that he can offer to drain the swamp, as he puts it? That has to be a strongly appealing message.
Well, it is, and it's one of his strongest messages. You heard people at the rally. He was just out in Pennsylvania where they're chanting "Drain the Swamp," and it's this frustration with, like I said, the corruption and everything in D.C. And keep in mind, even after yesterday's news from Director Comey, the Clinton Foundation is still under investigation.
Yeah. Yeah, and the fact is, we don't know what under investigation by the FBI means anymore. Jason Miller, good to have you with us. Good luck.
Sir.
We appreciate you.
We're going to win tomorrow.
Stopping by.